Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to your channel. Right, today we're going to learn about the trading session indicator that I actually use in my trading. Right, so forex market is actually made up of about four trading sessions, of which mostly we focus on three trading sessions that we have. Right, that happens to be the Asian session, London session, and then the New York session. Right. Our markets are divided into those three parts, right, where you're going to see different volatilities and volumes, right, in those sessions, right. For example, most traders, they just say the Asian session is slow, it's consolidating, right. Consolidating market are usually linked to the Asian session, right, but it's that's not real. uh, or is it true or is false, right? So that we're going to learn in the upcoming sessions or lessons that I'm going to bring to you, where I teach you. Like today, I'm just going to introduce you to the indicator, right? Then on the next lesson, I will start to teach you what I call session patterns, right? The patterns that we expect to see either in the Asian, London, and then the New York sessions, right? Mostly sessions, we actually study our sessions on M15 chart, on the M15 time frame, right, where we execute. That's the lowest time frame that I actually execute. That's the lowest time frame, lower time frame, right? The highest lower time frame that I consider when taking my entries, right? I can use M1, M5, then M15. M15 being the highest of the entry time frames, right, that I take, right? So it's good that you get to learn and know about these trading sessions, right? Because like I've said before, we're going to see different volumes, right, different liquidity, right, in different sessions, right. So the indicator that I'll show you, I'll actually show you at the end of this video, right, where to get this indicator, what's its name, etc, right. But I'll actually use Euro USD, right, on what actually happened today, right, to explain the three trading sessions that we have, right. So this is how the indicator looks like, right. This indicator is going to divide your day into three sessions, right. Like you can see, if I put the session breaks, that is going to separate our chart into days, right. From the beginning of the day, you're going to have these vertical lines, right. Let me just scroll back to yesterday, right. From the beginning of the day to the end of the day, you see those vertical dotted lines, right. So on today's chart, on that vertical dotted line, right, you can actually tell that that dotted line actually signifies midnight of the day, 000, right. Midnight, right. Then after midnight, right, we're going to have our first session that we actually call the Asian session, right. So in the Asian session, it actually starts at 2 a.m, right. It actually starts at 2 a.m, right. Then this is when all the markets or all the currencies that are within the region of Asia, right, they will be trading. That's when they will be awake during their day hours, when business is running that side, right. So you're going to see on the currencies that are related with the Asians that are actually in Asia, there will be volume and there will be liquidity in those sessions. The markets will be moving because there is business that is happening there, right. But in most of the currencies that we actually trade, for example, for people in Africa, as in Africa, you're going to see that in Asian session, our market won't be moving, right, because most of the pairs that we trade pairs that are actually related with the US and the London, right. So you see that most of the pairs that are related to that, they will be consolidating, right. So the Asian session is going to range from 2 a.m, then it will actually end at what, 8 a.m, 8 a.m, right. So that is shown by this small blue box that we actually see right there, right. In this session, we actually call it the Asian session, right. It's associated with the accumulation or ranging markets, right. So if you look lower than the box, right, below the box, sorry, you see they wrote A equals to 20.1. So A represents the Asian session, is 20.1 pips. That's the range, right. Then ADR, we have what we call average daily range. I'll explain it in the other upcoming videos, right. But this is an estimation of the expected daily range, the pips expected to be moved price in that very day, right. Then after the Asian session, we'll have what we call gap time from about 8 a.m, right, up to and until 9 a.m. about an hour, we have what we call gap time, right? Or session changeover. We are changing from one session to the other session. So basically during those moments, right, on that very pair, for example, the Euro USD. Euro USD, if you look at it, you see that it is the Euro. Euro has liquidity or volume during the London session. It's in the London region there, right? So the volume that we'll see it in the London session, right? So then the US dollar will actually operate in the New York session, right? So we have gap time, right? We are switching from the Asian session to the London session, right? So that gap time, usually there is no business, right? The market makers are just switching changes, right? It's like the duties, they're switching the market. Okay, you guys who are actually in the London, you can now take over the market. You can now do whatever you do, right? Because the guys in the Asian region will actually be sleeping, right? Giving those in the London session tend to look over the markets, right? Okay, so the London session will actually begin right there at 9 a.m. right, from 9 a.m. all the way to 1 p.m. That's what we call London session. So during the London session, we are going to have every pair related to London. For example, on the USD, right, the movements that we are seeing during the London session, they are actually influenced by the euro, right? So they are influenced by the euro. The big movements that we're seeing there, they are influenced by the euro because there is business in Europe, right? In the United States, they're still asleep right there, right? So there is no business, they haven't started business, right? So after the London session, we have another gap time, right, where our sessions, we're actually switching from one session to the other, right? Then comes what we call the New York session. So the New York session that happens to be the last session of our day, right? And it actually starts from 2 a.m., right? 2 p.m., sorry. So from 2 p.m., this is African time or Zimbabwean time, Johannesburg time, right? Then up to 6 p.m. 6 p.m. That's when our New York session actually ends, right? What's so important about these sessions, guys? You actually have to trade. Number one, when you are taking your trades, you should ensure that you are taking your trade inside a session, not during gap time, right? Not during gap time when there is no one in charge of the markets. Anything can just happen during the gap time, right? Also during a session where you have volume, you don't want to enter a trade, then you see your trade starting to consolidate, no movements, no what. You want to enter into a session whereby you're going to see good movements. For example, in USD, we expect to take our entries either in the London session or in the New York sessions, and we'll end up explaining what we call London patterns and then New York patterns, right? So this is just the introduction of what I'm bringing to you guys, and you have to learn and to know this, right? So this is what we have. So the numbers written L70.3 is just telling us from that high to that low, the range is a range of 70.3 pips, right? In the New York session, from the low bottom to the highest point there, during this session, price managed to move 151 pips. That was massive for today, right? So you see that this pair today, the greater movement of it, it was called by the US dollar, by the US index, right? That managed to move the pair during the New York session, and we managed to achieve 151 pips, right? So basically these are the three sessions that we actually have during your day, right? Then I've seen people struggling, right? People asking on trading which indicator can actually use to plot our trading sessions, right? So I'll just drop that before I actually end this video, right? So like you see, there was good volume in the London session. That's why you trade in the London session. Want to see our price moving the moment you take the trade. There is volume in the what? In the New York session, right? You can't just wake up 2 a.m. then you start trading USD. It doesn't make sense, right? Or you pitch right around 8 p.m. in the evening and you're trying to trade USD. It doesn't make sense, right? There won't be volume there, right? So you don't have to be trading. You trade when there is volume in the what? In the markets, right? So for most of the pairs, right, for example, the New York session is related to the US dollar and the Canadian pair mostly. Those are the pairs that actually move in the New York session, right? I'll just give two, right? Then if you go to the London session, we are going to see the euro and the pound moving mostly during those sessions, right? Mostly these are the pairs that I usually focus on when I'm trading. Of course, I will include the JPY, right? That usually moves in the Asian session, part of the Asian session, but mostly I want those four pairs, right? Related to the euro, to the pound, right? To the dollar, right? To the Canadian dollar. Those four pairs, currencies, sorry, that's the ones that I actually focus on because they are within my London and my New York session. You understand? Right. So that's the thing, right? So those are the pairs to actually look out into, right? In the London session, you just focus on the euro and the pound. In the New York session, just focus on the dollar and the Canadian pair, right? Those four currencies, I think they are enough for someone to actually make it in forex trading, right? So most of our entries, they're going to come within these sessions, and the rules to take those entries, the patterns to look up to during those sessions, I'll explain in the upcoming videos, right? So hopefully you seeing this clearly, and it will be a nice indicator to use, right? So mostly what I do with this indicator, I only set it to my F15 time frame, and I use it only on my F15 time frame. So what you have to do to get this indicator, right? You just come on indicators, right? This section written indicators. You just click on indicators, right? Then you are going to say FXN, right? Just search FXN. Then on FXN, you come straight to this one written 46. I don't know what the pronunciation of that item, but it's an FXN Asian session range copy with updated HO whatever, right? With a 46 at the end. You just select on that one. The moment you select on that one, it will come right here, right? It will come right here. You see the indicator written, the Asian session, what. Then you come on its settings. Make sure you come on its settings. Then you just set the settings that I'm going to show you, right? You unhighlight on seconds. They will have highlighted there, right? Meaning that the sessions will be shown from 1 minute all the way to the other time frames, right? So you just unhighlight on seconds, you unhighlight on hours, days, weeks, months, ranges, right? There, right? Then on minutes, you set the minimum minute to 1. Then you go to the maximum minutes there to 15. You can just type here 1, 5, right? Then you are going to say okay, right? On the style, just leave the default settings that are actually there, right? Then on the imports, just leave the default settings that are actually there, right? Then you say okay. So on the visibility, it's where you are going to put the 1 and the 15. Then you say okay, and you get your indicator like this, right? So this is the indicator that we're going to carry on the upcoming sessions to use them. How we use this indicator, right? How we get to take our trades during those sessions, right? Which patterns are you going to be looking at, right? How are you going to trade those patterns, right? Are we going to include our structure that we've learned from previous lessons? Yes, we're going to improve that, right? But when you're waiting for a trade, right, make sure your trade is actually aligning, or the confirmation is aligning with the trading sessions that we have, right? If you're going to be trading Euro USD like today, right, you will make sure that either your confirmation is going to come within the London session or the New York session, and which type of a pattern are you going to see within those sessions. We'll learn about that, we'll discuss about that, and we'll get to trade, right? So guys, thank you for tuning in for this session, right? Make sure you always like, share, and subscribe to this channel, right? Remember, we're now heading towards 1,000 subscribers. I'm glad you guys are always supporting me, right? So just share the channel with your friends, then we'll grow, right? So this is going to be interesting, right? Because it's a complete episode. This is just the introduction to that section where we talk about trading sessions and trading within the trading session. So mostly during the Asian sessions, we don't do anything, we are asleep, right? So what does this add to our forex trading, right? You see that you will have time to rest. You see that your trading day will only start at 9 a.m. and it's going to end at 6 p.m. You are not going to be trading 3 a.m., 3 a.m. over the night. No, you're going to have time with your family. You're going to have time with your friends, right? Also, you can decide, no, I'm just going to be focusing on pairs related to the dollar and the Canadian dollar, right? Then you're just going to be trading in the New York session. So if a trader who is just going to trade in the New York session, you're just going to realize that you'll be live on the charts from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? For about 4 to 5 hours only in the New York sessions. That's when you trade only, right? So in your day, you're going to be doing all other hustles, all other errands, right? Then you just come 2 p.m. You start your trading from 2 p.m. only to 6 p.m. right? Or you're going to decide to trade the pound, the euros during the London session. Then you're just going to be trading from 9 all the way to 1 p.m. only, just those hours only, and you rest, right? So the life of a trader, you should have time to do what you want, right? Time with family, time to relax, time to refresh, right? You don't have to trade all day. The moment you begin to practice these things, the moment you begin to trade shorter hours, you see that your accuracy is going to increase, right? Your accuracy is going to increase, right? Because you are not tired, right? You know, the moment you stay on the chart for long, you get tired, your eyes gets itching, right? You can actually end up having eye problems, right? But we don't want that. We want to enjoy our profits, our money in good health, right? So this is going to promote our health. You're going to see that your accuracy is going to increase as we learn more about these trading sessions and apply them in our trading strategies. So guys, thank you for your time once again. See you on the next session, second episode of this one, of these trading sessions. Thank you.